Good evening, viewers and listeners, and welcome to another edition of Serving the People, brought to you by the Democratic Republican Party of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the DRP. I'm your host and political leader, Mrs. Anissa Batiste. Please let us start with a word of prayer. Loving Father in heaven, bless me as I speak to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and as I show them the plans of the DRP for their development and for the improvement of their lives under the protection of God-given rights and freedoms. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. And now, dear viewers, remember, if you wish to contact us, you may call us or send a WhatsApp, a text message, Viber us on telephone number 528-1015. That's 528-1015. I'll repeat this information at the end of the program for your assistance. Now, in this evening's edition, I wish to talk to you under the topic, the DRP, Creating a New Industrial Revolution in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yes, my dear viewers, I want us to take a look back down memory lane at how our country was once a place where there were many industries, important industries, some of which this DRP is pledging to Vincentians to revive. The first of which is the coconut oil industry. Yes, my dear viewers, we, the DRP, under a DRP government, we will see the revival of the coconut oil industry. But not only its revival, but also its modernization, because we will look into cold pressed coconut oil in addition to the heated version of making the oil. Yes, we will revive it and ensure that it becomes profitable for export. Take a look at this clip as we remember what we once had. Now, take a look at how cold-pressed coconut oil is made in Thailand.
Hi everyone, it's Nadia Harper here from MakingHealthyChoices.com. I'm filming today from Koh Samui, Thailand, and in this video I'm going to show you the process of making cold-pressed coconut oil. Cold press is a method of making coconut oil that keeps all the nutrients intact. And we will be learning today from a beautiful Thai man that has been making coconut oil this way for more than 14 years. Coconut oil made from coconuts that grow right here on this island from trees just like this one. You can see how tall they grow. And also from trees like the one behind me. There's many different varieties of coconuts, and they can all be used to make cold pressed coconut oil. I hope you enjoy the video. It's old coconuts like these that are used to make coconut oil. First, the outer fibrous husk is removed, which will reveal the hard nut within. The shell of this nut can be quite difficult to crack. Obviously, this machine does a great job of getting that hard outer shell off. Inside is the gorgeous white coconut meat. This is now cut into smaller pieces for easier handling in the shredding machine. The chunks of coconut meat are fed into the shredder, creating these nutrient-rich, very fine coconut shreds. A small amount of good quality water is added to the coconut shreds. The water allows more of the healthy oils and nutrients to be extracted from the coconut when it is pressed in this cold press. The coconut shreds are filled into a mesh bag. The machine exerts a great pressure as it presses every last bit of oil and milk from the coconut. Take note that no heat is used during this entire process, hence the term cold-pressed coconut oil. Cold pressed versus heat produced is important to ensure that all of the great nutrients remain intact and uncorrupted in the finished oil. The pulp left over can be dried and ground to make coconut flour. Each bag is pressed more than once to ensure the maximum yield of this gorgeous white coconut milk. This beautiful coconut milk is covered and left to sit out overnight to separate. So this is the pressed coconut milk. After sitting overnight, you will get about maybe this much coconut cream at the top. The cream rises to the top, which is the coconut protein. Then you'll probably get about this much oil, which will look like a cloudy kind of liquid substance, and then the bottom part is the water that will settle at the bottom. The water is thrown away. This middle section, the oil, is what is used to make our finished coconut oil, cold pressed coconut oil product. Here is the milk that has been separated after sitting out overnight. Cream on the top, oil in the middle, water at the bottom. So now the coconut oil that was separated from the coconut milk goes into this container here, goes through this filter, and then ends up in this bottle here. Once this bottle is filled with the coconut oil that has been filtered, then you can see that it has quite a cloudy color. This cloudy coconut oil is put in glass containers and covered with a plastic wrap with a slight opening on the top. Now this is left to sit, and the moisture will evaporate off of the coconut oil, and eventually you will get the clear coconut oil, which is our finished product. How beautiful is this? Pure cold pressed coconut oil. Visit the link seen here for more information on this process, benefits of coconut oil, many ways to use it, and much more. This is Kun Pong Tip. He is the owner of this coconut oil factory here in Koh Samui, Thailand. Kun Pong Tip. Sawadee. Thank you very much for explaining to me today about how the process of making coconut oil happens.
Yeah.
Kun Pong Tip is making a museum for people to come and learn about all of this.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell people how long you have been making coconut oil? How many years?
14 years. 14 years ago.
14 years. So this is an expert we are learning from. He makes cold pressed coconut oil and keeps the nutritional value of the coconut oil.
And good quality from the government.
So the government approved.
Currently approved from Holland.
Right?
Holland, yes.
From Holland.
Holland.
So the Holland government has approved the authenticity and the nutritional value and the quality. Very nice. Kapun mak ka. Thank you very much.
Yes, my dear viewers and listeners, I'm sure it brought back memories, certainly for me as a child. Coconut oil is not, as some say, bad oil for health. It doesn't give bad cholesterol. In fact, coconut oil is recognized today as the world's #1 oil for cooking and when it comes to health. It has excellent health benefits, and the DRP leadership understands this, and we understand the potential of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in this area, and as a result we will revive the coconut oil industry in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we will ensure that exports from this industry are done and rise accordingly. But there's more. Do you remember Diamond Dairy? Do you remember how we took our fruits and we made juices and we boxed them and we exported them? Take a look at what history reminds us of. Yes, my dear viewers, look at that. The Democratic Republican Party will revive an industry that makes maximum use of our fruits that unfortunately there's so much wastage of them today. So many mangoes and golden apples and other exotic fruits that we have which just fall by the wayside and waste. The Democratic Republican Party will ensure that we make full use of these natural and produce that we grow so well here. We would cut out the wastage by maximizing the use of them. We will make juices again in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for local consumption as well as for export, and we can do so much with it. We have the hotel industry to supply, not only here. We also have the airline industry. And we will also look at things such as fruit-flavored bottled water. Not just the regular bottled water, but also fruit-flavored bottled water. We can do these things. And remember, you're dealing with a leader of the DRP who has experience in talking to persons overseas, who has diplomatic experience in meeting with persons and convincing them to give help and to get things done. So it will be done under DRP administration. But this is not all. Take, for example, a little piece of footage I just want to remind you of another area where we did well in and where we produced. Do you remember we made rackets? Do you remember we had a garment factory? Take a look. Yes, my dear viewers and listeners, I am sure this brought back memories to a number of you. Maybe you saw a relative sitting behind a sewing machine. The fact of the matter is, we will upgrade this scenario. We will train our young women and young men to become seamstresses and tailors, to be very efficient in this skill for the purpose of helping them to gain employment personally, but also a DRP government will also look into the garment industry in the sense of being able to award contracts to local business persons in this field who can then produce garments such, for example, as uniforms. It may be uniforms for police services overseas. It may be uniforms for other service areas. There are markets that can be explored, and it would be giving our local people right here skills and creating employment for them, including our young men and young women. This is a very important area. We will help business persons, help small businesses by giving them commissions, giving them monies to start up their work and allow them to be able to pay back even without interest, so that they will be able to work in such a way to their benefit and also to assist the country by participating in exports. You see, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians are generally known to be industrious people. They will work hard, they will put their hand to the plow, but opportunity and the right environment must be created for them to do this and to maximize their potential in so doing. A DRP government has great ideas and plans to assist our people in so doing. For example, consider the issue of assembling. Yes, a DRP government, under a DRP government, we will pursue assembling factories. Yes, my dear people, what am I talking about? Well, we can look at equipment, electronic equipment such as laptops and other equipment that we can work with foreign countries, foreign friends, to establish assembling factories right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You see, we want our country to come to the point where we are known producers of our own products, where we are known exporters of our locally made products. Let the Vinci brand ring through the people's power. But a DRP government can do it, and we have all these great ideas. We're not just talking through the air. We know what we're talking about, and we know how it can be done. So we are urging upon you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to join with the DRP and ensure that we get these things done. Join with young, fresh, vibrant, forward, modern thinking persons who are able to work with foreign countries and foreign organizations to get things done. Remember, Anissa Batiste is the one who caused Polia to get water when they didn't have. By being creative, taking a camera, letting the people speak for themselves through the camera, through the television, giving them a voice, creating the right opportunity and environment for them. And we aired the program on Wednesday night, and by Friday, CWSA was in Polia putting in one standpipe, and by the following week, they had a second standpipe. This is the power of the people. And Anissa Batiste knows how to harness the people's power, how to bring the best out of them and cause them by their own advocacy to get things done. And these are the things that we will do if you give us, the DRP, the opportunity to serve you in government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But that's not all. We have so many great ideas. Our young people who sometimes are on the streets idling. It's not that they can't do anything. It's not that they don't have great ability. Well, the Democratic Republican Party understands the markets that are out there making money. We will, for example, train our young people in areas such as the development of animation, like drawing cartoons. Listen, there are movie companies in the world who are looking for the next big talent out there, who are looking for the next great idea in terms of a cartoon. You'd be amazed to know the amount of money our young people, take them off the street and give them training and give them work to do, can make from doing these things. And then we can become known for creating this next big cartoon, for example, or animation. These are the kind of ideas that the Democratic Republican Party has for the people of this country, the good people of this country, including our young people who whom we know need work. We know that unemployment is a serious problem in the country. But I wanted to take this into consideration. We've had government that came and went. Under government, factories closed. They were not encouraged to pursue the exports that they wanted to do, etc. Under government that came after, nothing was revived. So you complained and you criticized the previous government, but what did you do in terms of reviving or bringing back to life those things that were closed? The Democratic Republican Party recognizes the industrious characteristics of our people. By virtue of these beautiful ideas they went into and businesses they got involved in. And if you give the DRP, led by Anissa Batiste and her team, a chance, we will ensure that these areas, some of them are revived, and that we go into more modern things, such as, for example, that animation development of which I spoke to you. Remember, you're dealing with a leader. Some of the pictures we've shown you, we know how to get out there. We know how to speak to foreign persons and countries and governments. I've traveled to Taiwan. I know what they can do. I know how, for example, we can approach countries like Thailand to help St. Vincent and the Grenadines bring about a cement producing factory. You know the amount of money cement is making in the world, the importance of construction in the world's development. We can make cement in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we know who to talk to and we know how to get it done. And I am saying to you that if you come and join us, remember we are looking for more candidates. We are scouting for candidates in all the constituencies. We have a few. When we get what we would like to have, we want to be able to present a full team to you. We will formally announce them all. But let nobody tell you we're not running. We're very much in the race, and we're saying to you, get out the persons who you know can make excellent representation for your constituency. Don't let anybody make you feel that, oh, you're fed up of the other one for 14, 15 years and now you're bound to vote for us this time. No, that kind of laziness will turn into complacency when people figure you need them more than they need you. You are the people who have the power in your hands. You can create history in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by voting for a new political party, one that is fresh without the baggage of the past, of those who failed to do and those who failed to do when they promised to do, to undo what others did. This is a new political party that has a track record of a leader who speaks and means what she says and gets things done even with no money in her pocket, even with no great influence to begin with, and yet by creativity and innovation and an ability to speak and interact with foreign nations and persons who can help us get certain things done, we will do it for you, Vincentians, right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I'm so happy we had the opportunity to share with you. Remember, you can contact me at the number on your screen. It's 528-1015. That's 528-1015. And you can WhatsApp, you can text, you can send a please call me, whatever you need to do to reach us, we will reach you. So we love you. Remember, it's about the DRP creating a new industrial revolution in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, building on the past, modernizing into the future for you. But give us that chance and you will see it happen right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Until our next program, we love you and God bless you. Bye-bye.